Well, hello and welcome. We've got a few people in chat. I've seen Keno, I've seen Shelley and Kim, Mr. Obvious. Have I missed anybody out? Welcome, Christine. Hello. Oh, and Dee. And Shelley. Did I say Shelley? I can't remember. Can't remember who I've said hello to. I've got my new project I'm working on. It's a cardboard box, actually. Oh, it's not a cardboard box, but it's cardboard. And it's kitty cats, and once you finish it, you hang it up. So it's just, cardboard, but yeah, that's my. So I've started here. Let's see how far we get. Oh dear. I'll just put it down for the moment. So how are we? Kim didn't sleep last night. So did you get your results back, Kim? Or did your son get his results back? I'm trying to remember who it was. Something. I know it's I think it's targeted to kids because I've got some other ones too. That one. And I got that one. So probably I'm going to put the kitties behind me so you'll see the kitties. Hello, Camilla. So did everyone see all the free stuff I got? Yes, results from the COVID test. Yes, that's what. Yeah, that's what we want to know. I got this whole box of free stuff for planners. Oh, it was amazing. We had nasty storms last night. Tons of lost power. Oh, no, he's got pneumonia. I don't know what's worse, COVID or pneumonia. I guess. No, hello, Tom. How are you? So I guess you know what the title is about. Well, particularly those that have been watching all the streams yesterday, because Tom Chrisley did another podcast and it was, wow, found out a little bit more. Hello, Sandy. You've been having flu-like symptoms? I've got a runny nose, but again, I've been having all these sinus problems on and off. It's been not very good. He's in ICU right now. Oh, dear. I'm sorry to hear that, Kim. Well, you did want to hope that it wasn't COVID, so I guess it's not COVID. So So did anyone hear the Todd Chrisley stuff? Because one of the things, and don't forget, this is what Katie Joy has to go to court on Friday over the harassment order. The problem that I have is that in response to Todd Chrisley's post, she wrote this. Good luck at court tomorrow. I heard the judge is ruling on the evidentiary hearing. Then trial will be set. Deflection doesn't work with me. Your real problem is the 12-count indictment you are facing by the feds who say you might serve 30 years. IMO, your PR spin game is transparent. Reminder, extortion is a felony. Also, your continued defamation of me won't help you get me to do anything. It's no one's business to tell someone who they can or cannot sleep with or date. The only reason to speak up is if the person is SA, children or animals. Otherwise, what two consenting adults do with their sex life is none of my F business. Which is really funny considering that seems to be all her videos are on about the Duggars. But anyway, that was her response. Hello. Yes, and KJ. So this was in response to Todd Chrisley saying that he bought Lindsay a condo, but when she was going to shack up with her boyfriend, he wasn't very happy about it. So she moved out and sold the condo. So that's in that response to that. But he said he has actually proved a lot of stuff that she had. Well, he has read out a lot of the stuff that she has stated. He's also said that he's sending his lawyers to Minnesota for deposition. She's required to do deposition. It was unbelievable. And this is why I'm saying better to remain silent than be a fool to speak than to speak and remove all doubt. Because remember, she needs to convince the court on Friday that she's scared of LMN and LMN has been harassing her. However, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Lindsay, Todd Chrisley revealed, oops, I've knocked out my camera. Good one. Oh, here I am. Boo! I've lost the plot. What lockdown does to you. But wait, there's more. Because Lindsay has stated that Katie Katie Joy has said that Todd had set up fake email addresses and harassed her. So is it Little Miss Noble? Is it the cult? Or is it Todd Chrisley? Now, with what she's just written there, she's not acting like on Twitter that somebody's scared. And she has a hearing on Friday where she's going to say, I'm scared, I can't do my job. Hello? And she's accusing Todd Chrisley of doing something that she's taken out a temporary restraining order against somebody for. Like, what? What? Make up your mind. I guess those of you that haven't seen it would like to see it, would you? I think Llama Girl's done it for us. So, if anything, this is where she is a fool. If anything, she's given Little Miss Noble an out. Because if they play that section of Todd's podcast, then show her her rants, her Twitter rants, right? KJ has a job, apparently so. How can she then state that it was Little Miss Noble when she's now saying Todd Chrisley did it? And if you're confused, it's okay, because I think, we were joking last night that the judge is going to go crazy. Well, I think it's just gone up a notch. All right, so let's watch this. So he confirms he's got all the phone records. So thank you to Llama Girl for putting these up so I don't actually have to go looking for it.
Horrific things that she now states that she got all of the information from public record. Well, no, you didn't get them from public record. You got them from my daughter Lindsay, because you and Lindsay were talking. Now, keep in mind, folks, this Katie Joy has trusted everyone in television that she can get her hands. You will click on her YouTube channel so she can make revenue. Now, I started talking about this about a year ago, and then I let it go because she kind of backed off of what she was writing. And I thought, he has no money. It's not worth what I'm going to have to pay in legal fees to have to go after this basic individual. So I'm going to leave it alone. She's not worth my time. Until she started back and until I started getting information and phone records, and we traced the phone numbers back between Lindsay and Katie Joy. And folks, as I stated on my podcast last week, I said the phone records are going to tell me.
You can't hear it? Oh, okay. Well, it's as loud as I can get it. I've turned it up. Let's see if I can turn it up more. Let's have a look. I'll try and turn it up a little bit more. All right, let's see if we can do it.
We have the phone.
Is that better?
We have the phone. We have Lindsay's phone. We had Katie Joy's phone number. So all we had to do was cross-reference. And I can't count. I can't tell you how many.
Is that better? Or not? I'm really sorry. My 3 screens is better than a laptop. Hello, Berta and Stella. Was that better for sound? Oh. Okay. All right. I just changed an output, but it is up as high as it will go on there, and it's up as high as I can go on my computer. No, it's crackly. Okay. Well, I can't talk like him, so you could hear it. Okay.
Found out about a year ago that this Katie Joy Paulson, who some days claims to be a journalist, other days when she's being sued, she's not when she's being sued, she's a journalist. When she's not being sued and someone's outing her for her lies and bullshit, she's a private citizen because she thinks that she shills. Katie Joy Paulson, without a crystal ball, she started doing YouTube things about us and horrific things that she now states that she got all the information from public record. Well, no, you didn't get it from public record. From my daughter Lindsay, because you and Lindsay were talking. Now keep in mind, folks, this Katie Joy has trashed everyone in television that she can get her hands on. Also, you will click on her YouTube channel so she can make revenue. Now, I started talking about this about a year ago, and then I let it go because she kind of backed off of what she was writing. And I thought, he has no money. It's not worth what I'm going to have to pay in legal fees to have to go after this basic individual. So I'm going to leave it alone. She's not worth my time. Until she started back and until I started getting information and phone records, we traced the phone numbers back between Lindsay and Katie Joy. And folks, as I stated on my podcast last week, I said the phone records are going to tell them. Now, folks, we have the phone records. We have the phone records. We have Lindsay's phone. We had Katie Joy's phone number. So all we had to do was cross-reference. And I can't tell you how many phone calls are there between Lindsay and Katie Joy. Just on one phone. I'll just leave that statement. Here it is. I'll lay it on the table. They know I know what they need. Just on one phone.
Okay, so that was that one. So there's lots of, he's saying that they've traced Lindsay to KJ's. So they've got it's a bit hard. Oh, look, Tom, this is so hard to keep track of at the moment. I know that I did say that I said that if I was Little Miss Noble, I would be giving parts of this podcast to her lawyer and her KJ's Twitter because, as I said, her tweets before aren't of somebody who is scared. So if the shoe. So anyway, here's the next one. Here's the next part.
Via Facebook.
Well, here we go. Back here. Part 2.
Number of phone calls and text messages between Katie Joy Paulson and my daughter, Lindsay Chrisley Campbell, are too numerous to mention. And they all line up with the dates that Katie Joy runs her stories. Now, folks, if the shoe fits, put that bitch on the wall. Now, Katie Joy, who has now changed her story at least 5 times. I never knew, and I'm grateful to God that I don't know anyone that is despised as much as Katie Joy Paulson and Without a Crystal Ball, as what she is. I don't have anybody in my circle that people hate like that. But my social media, via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I cannot count the messages and the attachments and the content that has been delivered to my attorney and to us of how this woman operates. She is intent on destroying families. She's intent on destroying people, but that's because she doesn't have God. She doesn't know God. I mean, I don't know if what I'm about to say is true or not, so I'm going to preface. I'm repeating what was sent to me. We're looking into it now about all these GoFundMes that have been set up and where that money went. We'll know that, folks, because we are starting this lawsuit. We are also, Katie Joyce, went last week after I blasted her. She goes and says she's contacting the FBI. It's extortion. It's blackmail. I've never asked for one dime from you. I merely stated that I'm going to sue you. You know that's the truth. My attorneys notified your attorney of that, and they notified him again this week that we are filing suit against you, and in that notice was an attachment. Katie, the attachment was clear. It was a notice for your deposition. I'm flying my attorneys to you. You don't have to come to me.
So there you go. There was some good. He has some very good one-liners in there. All right. So what else have we got? Hello, short order cook. Right. So, wait on. Where are we? Lama girl, where are you? He is. And it's funny how he said, we're going to come to you. And she changes her story 5 times. When I heard that, I thought, gee, he knows that. He knows a lot about her. So part 3. So it says, it breaks Todd's heart to hear KJ thinks her and Lindsay are alike and close. It's an insult. Any parent would take that as one. And apparently, KJ calls Lindsay bipolar. So
I'm flying them to you so they can depose you and video that deposition. Now, she's already given up that, she's best friends with Lindsay and they share the same brain and they're just alike. Well, that's not a compliment to my child. For Katie Joy to say that my child is just like her breaks my heart because that's not a compliment. Katie Joy comes back and says, this is very important because now remember, Katie's put out these videos where she says that she's best friends with Lindsay. Katie Joy says, I don't know. No. I like Lindsay. I just think she's very naive, and Kale really lies to her. But I do think they think it's Becky saying all of this. And she goes, Lindsay's a lot like me. It's why we're so close. Katie Joy then makes another statement. She doesn't have many people to confide in about her dad. I've been there for her through all of it. Katie Joy from With a Crystal Ball comes back and says, she's bipolar. Now, keep in mind, this is her best friend. According to Katie Joy, she's saying that Lindsay's her best friend, but she comes back and says that she's bipolar. And this other individual she's talking to says, well, it doesn't surprise me. She said, I've watched it. And Katie Joyce goes back and says, Todd kept them from their mom. he controls all of his kids. Kyle and his ex were addicts. She's talking about Kyle and his ex were addicts. To my knowledge, I've never known Lexi to ever be on drugs. That shit crazy, yeah. Jealous, envious, thirsty, yeah. I've never known her to be a drug addict. So this Katie Joy is talking about Lexi and Kyle being addicts, and that I control all my kids. And this individual says, well, that's worrisome for the grandbaby to grow up in that environment. And she goes, well, he's going to prison for a long time.
Wow, hey? That's all her text messages have been sprung. I haven't cut my hair. I've just put it up. I mean, we're in lockdown, so I can't get my hair cut. All right, so here's the next bit.
And to control what I said about Kale. So, folks, I've got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of messages like these screenshots from multiple people where Katie Joy's been talking shit about Lindsay being bipolar, how Lindsay's talked shit about me, how she's talked about her family, how she's talked about Kale, all of this stuff. I've got screenshots of it. So if you doubt me, if you want to go out here and call my bluff, I'll post the shit. Now, Katie Joy has said she's going to the FBI because I have extorted her and I have slandered her. Everything that I have said, I have proof of. Anything that I say, we have edited.
Lindsay, you have no, the fault says, I have no idea who Lindsay is. Lindsay is KJ's best friend.
We're going to get more information because we're going to sit people down for depositions. So with that being said, we're going to have plenty of information. But if you feel I have slandered you, if you feel that there's a recourse that you need to take, file your lawsuit. We're filing ours, you file yours. That's how this is going to go down. I'm no Taddy Westbrook. It will be filed in the wrong vehicle. My attorneys are smart enough to know exactly where it is. And they're going to file it where you committed these wrongdoings against me and my family. So we're going to file it in your jurisdiction. We're going to serve you in your jurisdiction. We're going to depose you in your jurisdiction. And we're going to go in front of the jury in your jurisdiction. And we're going to have a witness list, folks, that's going to, it'll be standing room only in this courtroom. People that are willing to testify to this being a pattern of Katie Joy's, of her sending out temporary restraining orders and trying to shut people down and stop them from speaking. You're not stopping me from speaking. People, you have a First Amendment right to freedom of speech. You can say, as long as it's truthful, you can repeat it.
Standing room only, hey? Standing room only, he's saying, of people who's prepared to testify against her. I wonder whether Tati will testify. Oh, he's, tell you what, he's meaning business. He says he wants everyone to know KJ is a liar. He hasn't defamed her, has all the info on the symbols toad users. We are coming after you. He also says that his lawyer watched all his podcasts and said that he hasn't threatened her. So, you know how she said he threatened her in extortion and sent the cease and desist? Well, his lawyer has said, well, he hasn't done any of those things. So, well, he's not somebody that I'm going to want to cross. This is going to be very, very interesting, is all I can say. This actually is going to make Braz look like an angel, believe it or not. And his matter's tomorrow, and I've got my login for the court too. So
he was signed with all the issues that they had with racism. Now, I have never one time said I was going to try to get money from this person who doesn't have any money. I said I'm going to use what she has done to me and my family. I'm going to counter it with the truth. And every person that has followed her, that has believed her stories, I will tag them in it. so that they now know that Katie Joy lied and that they co-signed that lie. I have a right to do that. There's no law that says I can't do that. That's not harassment. That's defending my reputation, defending my family's name. So that's not harassment. My attorneys went back and listened to my podcast, and they clearly say, you've not slandered her, you've not extorted her, none of that. I also have all the information where they're saying that I have said that her husband is a racist, Nazi, whatever. Let me clear that up. I have all of the messages and the definition of the symbol that was used that shows neo-Nazi. I have messages that show what this former production company that he was signed with, all the issues that they had with racism. I didn't, as far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit what he does. But, buddy, you said on your post, which we have screenshots for, so I'm so thankful for the Army out there that loads, because they load us up today. He said, I'm not going to sue Katie Joy because I can't sue her, and tells this person how dumb they are because I'm under an indictment. You better check your damn law, buddy. That doesn't stop me from suing your ass, and it doesn't stop me from suing your wife. Watch it and learn. Sit back and learn. Nothing better than a vault lesson in your vault. So we're doing all of our background checks. We're doing all the stuff that we need to do. And the information that I have clearly shows that, Katie, you have defamed my family with lies and slander and defamation. We've got our damages together, and we're coming after you.
I think so. The Fox, I would rather be Arnie Schwarzenegger. Yes, Reddit, WOOCB Reddit is the quickest way to find out about her. Or just watch some of her videos. Watch her apology ones. All right. So that was part 5. Yeah, he's so... But I don't know how you get caught up very quickly, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a mission. Oh, I've just lost everything. Welcome to my Twitter. Tom needs some... So Todd Chrisley is in real estate. I believe he's got a matter going before the court over tax something or other. And as I said, so those messages that I showed to you on Twitter, she posted after everyone was talking about this podcast. So she's not happy. KJ pulling her usual accusations through people creating fake email accounts to harass her. Lindsay has offered to help her dad. KJ, did you hear that? Your so-called best friend is going to help her dad. Yes. It's Lindsay that looks like that's rolling over, not KJ, which is interesting. This is...
Now, here's the irony. So I get a phone call from Kyle and his wife, Ashley, who I love dearly, to inform me that, and I want to read it verbatim so that I'm not misconstruing it. I get a phone call last week telling me that my ex, Teresa, reached out to Kyle and Ashley and told Ashley and Kyle that Lindsay had reached out to her and said, you need to let Kyle know, since he's the only one that talks to Daddy, that he needs to stop waging a war with this Katie Joy because she's going to the FBI. And she's going to try to have Daddy locked up. And that Katie Joy has said that Daddy set up a fake email account to harass her and to threaten her. Folks, I ain't never set up a damn email account. I didn't even set up my own damn email account. Hey, I've never set up an email account in my life. Wouldn't know how to go about doing it to begin with, because I've always had someone that did that. So I've never set up a fake email account, so that's bullshit. So I don't know if Lindsay's lied about that to Teresa, or Teresa's lied about it to Ashley. But what I do know is that it was sent to me, and I know that message was sent to me. I have since been told that Lindsay has said that if I need any help to reach out to her attorney, or to have my attorney to reach out to him, and he would assist us with this stuff with Katie Joy. Now, that doesn't sound to me too much like Lindsay and Katie. Because if Nancy's trying to help me against Katie, and Katie's sitting here saying she's best friends with Nancy while talking shit about Nancy, that is a relationship of mutual benefit. Nancy had a narrative that she wanted to be put out there in the press, which was that she was the victim, that she was in a hostile work environment, that it was a toxic work environment for her child. Nancy's never allowed her child to be around us more than a handful of times. So, was it toxic the first time that he was around us, or was it toxic the fifth time? So, that just didn't happen.
So there you go. Anthony, I have no idea what's happened to Christo. I cannot find any answers, to be honest with you. I've been trying to do it. What do you think about the fact that Lindsay's offered to help Todd? The fact that Lindsay's offered to help Todd. There's also the day Mr. My Pillow said Trump was going to be reinstated. Really? Interesting. All right. So I'm sort of thinking that Lindsay's trying to get in first with her dad. And she's, yeah, it looks like she's rolling KJ at the moment. So I haven't heard plan to create, so she's throwing KJ under the bus before she can throw Lindsay under the bus. Yes. Well, I think he's right about it being mutually beneficial. And he also revealed that he also said that it was Lindsay that dobbed them into the tax to the feds. So they know that as well. Lindsay's never said that she's been friends. Lindsay's never really acknowledged it. And somebody said that Lindsay doesn't even follow her on Instagram. So, but Anthony, I have no idea what's happened to Christo. I even reached out to the law firm and no one's talking. So, well, yeah. Look, I don't know much about it, to be honest. However, he doesn't, even though he's not talking to her and he has a fractured relationship with her, he doesn't like the fact that someone's not being nice to her. So this is the next part.
I wish nothing but good God-filled blessings. I wish nothing but good God-filled blessings. So I love you. I don't want to talk about this anymore. So don't put things out there that force me to respond to. Because if I have to respond the next time, I'm going to have to put out everything that I have. And that is what you're fearful. So I want this to stop. I do not want any more conversations about us. We will extend the same courtesy. Let the legal system do what it's going to do. The truth is already coming out. It's coming out in droves. And I forgive you, even after I continue to get messages that you've sent out and things with this Katie Joy that she has sent out and things that she says you told her and so forth and so on. Keep in mind that this Katie Joy has already stated through her attorney that she's willing to work with us. She's willing to work with us. Now, I'm going to post today the statements from Josh Waits from the Georgia Department of Revenue folks, where he states that Lindsay was the source that reached out to him that started this. I'm going to also post the subpoena that Katie Joy's attorney has now been served with for her deposition. It's my understanding that my attorneys and her attorney are supposed to speak today. I will get that update and I'll report that back to you guys next week.
Wow, there you go. So a deposition, hey? Supposed to have been filed. So after watching that, remember, she posted this, remember? We looked at it first. And this is not somebody that's scared. She says, good luck in court tomorrow. I heard the judge is ruling on the... Oh, poppy seeds. Here we go. We can get some proper advice here. Good luck at court tomorrow. I heard the judge is ruling on the evidentiary hearing. The trial will be set. Deflection doesn't work with me. Your real problem is the 12-count indictment you are facing by the feds who say you might serve 30 years. In my opinion, your PR spin is transparent. So this was her response to the podcast. No, she didn't tag him. Reminder, extortion is a felony. Also, your continued defamation of me won't help you get to do anything. It's no one's business to tell someone who they can't. And anyway, that was what. So many blues. Yes, I've had to give out some, and we got some new tools as well. I've had to make people tools. So as I said, with her Little Miss Noble harassment hearing, that does not come across to me as somebody that's scared of being on the internet, and I would not be stirring that up, particularly if, as he said, there's been papers filed to her lawyer. Just see whether there's anything in there. So here, I know that you've just come in, Poppy Seeds, but if she's putting all those bold things on the internet, can that affect her restraining order for harassment when she's saying she's been scared? And she's also stating that it's now Todd Chrisley that's harassing her as well. So they're my questions. I've been out of the loop on all the... Yes, for the harassment on Friday. So she was saying that Little Miss Noble's been harassing her by sending her emails. But now today today it was revealed that she's accused Todd Chrisley of doing the same thing. So I'm wondering if all these people that she's accusing could be used against her. I think I'm well and truly outclassed. I'm just seeing if Todd Chrisley has put up what he said he was going to have. Remember, he said he was going to put the documents up. And by the way, I put my application in for my law degree for next year, by the way, too. I just thought I'd tell you all that. All going well. I'll finish my bachelor's and I'll go on to my master's. So in November, that's my plan. And then I can start. What's KJ posted that you think could be used against her? So about the fact that, well, see, she's claiming that she's scared, right? She's claiming, but she's been you know, she's poking Todd Chrisley, riling him up. And my whole point is that I don't believe that it would be the actions of someone that's scared. Yeah, so I'm looking at doing entertainment law like YouTube and music and copyright, all the boring stuff. I'm not necessarily interested in going to court, being that type of lawyer, but I want to be able to advise artists and YouTubers. Well, see, that's what I'm saying, Will. That's what I'm saying, right? I sound like I know what I'm talking about. But I would take a list of everybody that KJ has accused of hacking and harassing her and say to the judge, well, only yesterday she accused Todd Chrisley of setting up emails and harassing her. Who is it? You know, who can it be now? Who can it be now? should engage after telling them to stop, but otherwise I don't see an issue with her voice and her feeling. That's true, but she did say that she issued him with a cease and desist, allegedly. But this is KJ. But I would be using it to paint it that the fact is that she's accused all and sundry of harassing. But how can she prove that they're harassing her if she's accusing everybody else of doing the same thing? This is my point, Poppy Seeds. You mean a while for the people she's accused? The people... Okay, if they intend to harass. Oh, listing everybody, yeah. Well, everybody's in the cult. We're all part of a cult, so apparently, allegedly. So, you know, who knows? I just can't. Although she hasn't done as many lives. I have a feeling. But why wouldn't she just block them? Why wouldn't you block somebody? Hi, Molly Moo. See, we've got our resident, we've got our channel lawyer here. So we're gonna get the facts now. I bet Poppy Seeds didn't realize she was the channel's lawyer. Oh. So oh, look, she enjoys the drama. Okay. They usually recommend you don't, but rather just save the evidence. Okay. How can anyone block 7 billion people? Oh, dear. Well, as I said, I happened to be cleaning out my emails the other day, and I discovered that I'd been signed up for an adult site, and it had gone straight to my junk mail. I didn't do it. I don't know who did it, but it had gone straight to my... I had to go back to my, I had to delete them, but, I don't know who did it, but I had no idea unless I go with... Well, I think she has been taunting them because she's still been going about it. Yeah. I think this has been brought up. But she has taunted them. And I object to that. I think she has been told to shut up, to be perfectly honest with you, except obviously I suspect the Chris Lee Twitters to be deleted sometime when she wakes up. I just think it's just a really foolish thing to do before you're going to court pleading harassment, and when it could be deemed that she's doing it, but then they're taunting each other. Chris Lee, I haven't designed them yet. I haven't designed them yet, the Fox. And Osbel hasn't been well, and Osbel's daughter's wedding looks like it's going to have to be cancelled because ACT's now in lockdown for 7 days, and her daughter's wedding's in 5 days. In 9 days, and they can only have 5 people at the wedding. And who do they choose of the 5 people, including the bride and the groom? KJ responding to everything reminds me in my early 20s, man, I was happy to fight everybody. You were meant to go out of that. Yeah. So Osbel, is a little bit sad at the moment. So they've got lockdown for 7 days. Weddings in 9 days. Well, it has. And if... Oh, is that right? They help as she does. She calls them because she and Toad under... Oh, really? Don't be like Sydney. How long have you been in lockdown now, Poppy Seeds? Well, you would think so. I understand that they're always fighting. Yeah, I mean, I think we can make. I know which creator you're talking about, Julianne. I'm sure that we can make the earrings and the roads match. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, well, ACT's gone in lockdown for 7 days. Queensland's had another 10. It won't surprise me if Queensland goes back into lockdown. We generally have 3 states locked down at once at the moment, and they seem to alternate. WA, South Australia, Queensland, Victoria all seem to play tag team with New South Wales at the moment. So, yeah, I just don't know. So it's a little Miss Noble that is defending it. But see, she actually said on live stream that she doesn't know why she would want to defend herself, because it's so obvious that they've got so much evidence that there's no way she can defend herself, which I think is very presumptuous. Well, ACT locked down for one. ACT locked down for one case. They've now had a second case, and it was Delta. That's why they locked down. So I'm not going to argue with you, Poppy Seeds. Sadly, our government is opening up. Yeah. Well, I've been hearing that there's been lots of cases around the world. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about Delta. So, actually, Miss So Obvious put in the Discord, and I was listening to that podcast, and it was an Australian doctor who worked for the British Medical Journal, and he was saying about what a horrible predicament Australia's in, and the fact that the virus is airborne, and that's the problem. So, yeah. Yes, another person, everybody, yes, somebody flew in from New South Wales to Victoria. Apparently they used fake passes. Here's Mike. Everyone's blaming, of course, Dan Andrews, the Premier, of course. But my question is, how did they get on the plane with fake documents? Typical New South Wales again. Yeah. Short order cook. How long? Well, it was interesting. In fact, I might get Mr. Obvious, do you want to put the link into that podcast? This doctor was saying he wrote a paper on, he's written a paper on it. Dan is the man. Victorians hating poppy seeds. It's really interesting. A lot of Victorians hating. In fact, Neil Mitchell today, particularly the Murdoch media, are just scathing of him. But the doctor that wrote the paper said that there was evidence of someone getting the virus 30 minutes after someone had got off a bus. If you want to post that link, it's from Juice Media. Yeah, so I was watching it, and that's what the latest, that's what his evidence has shown, that it's half an hour about. It's not so much the surfaces anymore. It goes into the air, and so that's where the term fleeting contact has come from, because you can be in the vicinity. That's where a lot of people, I think, was it this one, at a football match, they were all in the same area. They weren't near each other, but they were in the same general area. Somebody had COVID and everybody around there. Well, I've always said that they need to shut the country down. I have been saying that. Well, the interesting thing is, no, I think this was beforehand, I think, short order cook. And I mean, in Victoria, we've been having to wear masks. I don't think we've ever had a time where we haven't had to wear masks. So at least inside, we've always had to wear masks inside for ages and ages. We're the mask kings. Well, it was interesting because when Australia, when the whole nation was shut down, you actually saw parts of the environment rejuvenating, and the air was fresher and nicer, and, you know, things were a bit calmer. But, yeah. I'm wearing masks, so there's been no cases for 6 months. Yeah. So I think I heard them say that so Mr. Obvious has just posted a link. In fact, I might just pin that. I'll go in and pin that. You see, WA just upset, but see, ACT went down for one case. So, but it was the Delta variant, and don't forget they got all those politicians there, and they're a virus. Yeah. I didn't hear if Barnaby turned up today. He didn't turn up yesterday. I haven't heard if he turned up today. Oh, really? Well, my daughter actually went to her GP, and her GP told her to wait. She wasn't, apparently some medication she's on, she's not, the GP said she's not confident that there's not enough evidence to say what the side effects were. And I said to, I didn't hear if, oops, that was me. Maybe we did have no mask for a little while. The Fox. I know that there was. It was only a small window. I just feel like I've had them forever, and it was funny because you get used to recognizing people with masks, and then when you don't wear masks, you don't know who these people were. So I've just pinned it. So that's about some research on yeah. So I still have to fill in paperwork and get my special consideration, even though, yeah, no. Well, that's good, yeah. Well, that was the discussion that we had. Was I said, look, if you have any doubts, speak to your doctor. So the doctor just said, in fact, we have the same doctor. The doctor just told her to wait. So I think the thing that's concerning me, and I think, well, that's right. Didn't the National Party, they had a party, didn't they? They had the National Party did a super spreader party, didn't it? Isn't that how it all started? It started off with a super spreader event. Oh, have I lost myself again? Have I lost myself? Woo, I'm back again. Why would they do a super spreader event? That's a very good question. I can't answer that for you because I think you should put the Fox logo on the mask. Oh, Poppy Seeds, I've got the link for the Barilaro Shakes case tomorrow, and Google, because Google's now involved. Have you heard of Ashurts? Ashurts? That's their firm. Apparently it's a big multinational firm Google have. So Moderna is pretty positive from what I heard. That's the thing, Alberta. What does it say? No. Did Bundle of Joyce do a recorded message? I'll see if I can find it. And Labor's announced the candidate to go up against Porter, Bundle of Joyce, to go up against Porter. They're obviously going to play, I think they're going to play a dirty campaign, but anything to get it out. But does anyone else find it really interesting that Christian Porter's dating a criminal lawyer and the Premier of New South Wales is dating a corruption lawyer, an anti-corruption lawyer? Yeah, Ashurst is the firm that Google has hired. I know that those two things are probably very coincidental. It's just with everything that's going on at the moment. It's I just find it very, very interesting. That's all. I'm just being a little bit catty. It's not who you know. Well, don't forget, she didn't know anything about what her previous boyfriend was up to. I just read something about a special school being involved in one of the big 6 firms in Australia. Oh, really? Are they up there with there's a few big ones, isn't it? So, assuming that they won't be coming to play games, I'm assuming. They would mean business. Oh, here you go. This is horrible. This has just been released. This has just come out. This came up on my phone. It says Sydney's Giant Steps School for Autism linked to 18 COVID-19 cases. 18 people linked to a special needs school in Sydney's north have tested positive to COVID-19, including 7 students. In a letter to the parents seen by the ABC, the school confirmed 3 staff members and 8 family members of current students also contracted the virus, bringing the number of cases to 18. Families were first informed about a staff member testing positive on August 5. It's really quite sad. It's actually quite sad, and that's the reality of it. Oh, that's it. Allen's, Clayton. Yes, Clayton. Yep. Yeah. Herbert Smith, Freehills, Minto Ellison. Yes. You would think so. Oh, do you? Poppy seeds. Oh. I do immigration. So you're a bit of a freelancer, are you? Or do you just work when they need you to work? 2 of the big 6. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Sorry, I shouldn't be like that. So yes, so there's been a special school in Sydney where 7 children now. No, their clients are. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that. No, you can select what you take. So. And then there's this entitled person, and it's funny because when Buzz was putting out about everybody, you know, ACT going into lockdown and fines, everyone said to him, have you told your daughter? Sydney woman believed to have caused, well, that's my argument, Poppy Seeds, has been that they're doing all the VCE students but not the teachers. What happens if the teachers get sick? Then the students still can't do their HSC. They won't be able to sit their exams because all the teachers be sick. Sydney woman believed to have caused the Newcastle COVID-19 outbreak allegedly lied to police twice. So they're looking to lay charges. Did they mention what the case status was? I'll go back and have a look. The 21-year-old allegedly lied twice. The woman was detected on a train in Cardiff Station in Newcastle on Thursday. She told police she'd tended to get off at Epping Station but had fallen asleep. She was issued with a warning and directed to return to Sydney. She continued on to Newcastle to attend the party. They found 2 women aged 21 and 20 had digital driver's license stating they lived in Sydney's west. So they kept lying. I'll have a look for you. Oh, really? Yeah. I know that they've postponed one of the exams. One of the exams for Year 12. It's been postponed for a little while. No, they haven't said it. No, Bruzz's daughter didn't get charged. That's the whole point. That's the whole injustice of it all. So the problem that they've got with the autism, well, so we're back at the autism story. It says the letter said that some students would be exempt from being tested in cases where it was too difficult or stressful, or if they were middle-aged siblings. So, but that's it. That's a developing story. All right, see you, Christine. Yeah, no, they didn't charge her. She was just given a warning. Which again, I don't know how long for. Last year they did them. I think last year they managed to get them done face to face, but yeah. Yes, that's right. I'm looking for Barilaro's Bruz's Twitter account, and I'm doing a search under Bruz. That's not going to get me much. Oh dear. So I just wanted to show you this. I think we're going to have to put ankle bracelets on Sydney people, I think. That beep when they... Well, this is why they need the Ring of Steel. I heard a tweet that said, Dan was right. Dan was right. Ring of Steel. And the thing is, because Victoria locked down the country's now free. And the city folks, we can't travel. We can't go anywhere. We can't go more than 5 kilometers from our house unless we have reasons. So I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. Can you make yours pink? I have another specialist appointment on Monday, and I have got they've sent me through a pass, so I can show that if I get pulled over. Here. So he says, yes, I have heard of the new virus coming out of Peru. It is supposed to be worse. It is supposed to be worse than Delta. Did she? I don't know. Look, I've heard mixed things. I've actually heard mixed things. So he says, if you travel into New South Wales from ACT, you must complete a self-declaration form and follow the stay-at-home orders. And they're going, oh, so how come your daughter broke the regulations twice and yet fined once? Not setting a good example. Still doesn't sound legit. Make sure you tell your daughter. Do you know where your daughter is? This is not what the website says, mate. Like your daughter did when she travelled from lockdown in Sydney, New South Wales to ACT and got picked up by ACT, then bragged about it. Make sure you warn your daughter. She's a repeat offender. You best remind your entitled daughter, Bruz. Hey, Bruz, please ensure your daughter reciprocates the same mandates. Oh, no. It's horrible. It says, hey, Bruz, keep reposting. I'm still here. Yeah, so every time he's posting about people not traveling, he gets, hey, Bruz, have you told your daughter? You told your daughter? So anyway, I did post yesterday that, poppy seeds is another question to ask you. If Bruz was to file an application to postpone his defamation trial due to the fact that he needs to have his full attention on battling COVID, do you think that would get through? And should he actually do that rather than wasting time on the defamation hearing when there's a crisis in his state? Well, in fact, let's put that to everybody. Do you think that the assistant leader of a state should actually be worrying about court when their state's in crisis? Because I think that he should really, I think he should be asking the court to postpone until after COVID's over, or until after, you're at least sort of coming out of lockdown. I think his attention should be on the whole COVID situation, not on his own personal life. But that's just me. And tomorrow, Sky News Australia has to face the Senate committee over their YouTube ban. Really? No, I didn't see that. That would be a bit of a worry. Where was that? I'd be pretty annoyed. Oh, Germany. Here we go. Let's have a look. I found it. Don't you love all the ads? So Berlin. Joe, I think you should. Well, I think it's. I mean, I can say it's meritless too, but I'm an outsider. But I think his focus should be on the COVID situation rather than the defamation. So, Berlin, an outcry is brewing in Germany as thousands are set to be revaccinated after a nurse admitted to injecting patients with saline solution instead of coronavirus. Almost 9,000 people who may have received bogus shots in the spring will be offered new vaccinations. The nurse, who has not been publicly identified, had initially admitted to giving 6 patients shots of saline after suspicions were raised in April. She said she did so to cover up the fact that she dropped a vial of the Pfizer vaccine. However, since the antibody testing was carried out, a much wider group is suspected to have been affected. Police have also discovered that the woman who worked with the Red Cross had shared vaccine skeptical posts on social media. Local authorities said they do not know how many of the 8,577 people who could have been affected were not given a real vaccine, but advised that all of them get revaccinated as a precaution. Those who received the shots are all older than 70. German media reported, making them more vulnerable to COVID-19, the disease that has killed more than 91,000 people in the country. Wow. Police investigator Peter Beer said at the news conference that there was reasonable suspicion of danger and cited witness testimonies. Many expressed shock about the situation. I'm totally shocked by the episode. He said officials would work to ensure that such an incident would never happen again in there. On Twitter, others branded the healthcare worker as dangerous and said her actions were appalling. This is not the first incident in which vaccine injections went wrong. Earlier this year, a 23-year-old Italian woman was mistakenly given 6 shots of Pfizer vaccine by a distracted nurse, who officials said had an attention lapse. The woman who was given the high volume of vaccine was closely monitored at a Tuscany hospital but did not have any adverse reactions, health authorities says. Interesting thing is, in Australia, the syringes are actually the exact dose. So it would almost be, and they actually have to scan. They actually have to scan each. This is how it worked when I got mine. They had to scan the vial when they got it and then it had to be scanned again before they gave it to you. Yeah, so she admitted it. I think it means 6 doses. I don't know. See, I don't know how you could mistakenly give someone 6 doses or 6 shots. I don't know. So anyway, that's horrific. So it sounds like she was an anti-vaxxer. Thank you, Kim, for that. I hadn't heard of it, but now I have, and it's shocking, absolutely shocking. Well, here is Helen Dalton again. She's, I tell you, she goes, to the coalition MPs defending George Christensen's right to free speech. Where were you when the fixated persons arrested Friendly Doherty's producer? Because it says, but I would say one accident. One says an accident, but to do, yeah. So she's casting more shade. So, yeah, I just know that they have to scan that the controls are, and they're in little, you know, those little kidney bowls. Each vaccine's in a kidney bowl. They pick up the kidney bowl, gets scanned, gets handed to the nurse. It gets scanned again. It's put into your arm. It's yes, they are disposed of. Well, they should be disposed after every shot. It'd be horrifying, wouldn't it, Kim? All right, let's have a look. We'll see what the look, I like the fact that we can have respectful conversations. Sometimes we need to be reminded, but most of the time we're pretty good. Most of the time we're pretty good. I'll just remind you of the rules again. Ralphie's working really cool. I know, 8,600s. Yeah. So somebody then put the vials into the syringes, do they? Then, because as I said, they just where I went, they just had a syringe and it had everything in it. Had to all be scanned. So someone else must be doing it. I love it. Yeah, well, that's Rick, Poppy Seeds. Rick set that up. That was Rick. That's his little mark, because I know he still doesn't have a working computer. So yes, that's that one. Yes, that's what we're talking about, Vedandra. It was 8,000, nearly 9,000 people. Yeah. So here's the stats. Rick come. Yeah, I haven't seen him for ages, and we've got so many more men now. So these are the weekly change. I don't want that. I want the main one. Let's have a look. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. So these are well, they reckon it's going to take so long for all the masks to deteriorate as well. Oh, that's all right, Vedandra. It's fine. I'm not worried. I don't mind repeating myself. Just waiting for this to load up. Yeah, yay for more men. Yeah, we got a few more men. They came for friendly Geordies and they stay for KJ. They're trying to learn as well, all about KJ. Oh dear. Anyway, this is a all right, so this is the map. Oh, this is a list of countries. So we've got total cases, new deaths, new recovered, active cases, total tests and population. India had an extra 732 cases. Russia's had 21,000 new cases and 800 deaths. Iran, 564 deaths, 39,000 cases. We went through this yesterday. Indonesia, 24,000 cases, 1,466 deaths. Mexico, 700. Poland had to Ukraine. Philippines. Malaysia, Belgium, Pakistan, Japan, Israel. Palestine's had 3, Honduras, Lithuania. South Korea, they had nearly 1,900 cases, you say, 3 deaths. Wow. Bad in South Korea at the moment too. China had another 81 cases. Singapore had another 59. Oh, look, there's the good old Oz. Taiwan. This is Worldometers info, coronavirus countries. I'll show it to you. I'll put the link in here. You can have a look. New Zealand, they had 9 cases yesterday too. Oh, Diamond Princess. Oh, got to go to the Vatican. They've only had 27 cases. Obviously goes to the Vatican. There we go. There's been 236,502 new cases in the last 24 hours and nearly 4,849 deaths. So that's pretty horrible for it's it's a lot. Wasn't it? Oh no, it was the Ruby Princess that came to Sydney, wasn't it? It was the Ruby Princess, wasn't it? Oh, you forgot today, did you, Mr. Obvious? Well, cool. Well, I've just done it for you. Well, Singapore has imposed more restrictions as well. Yeah, considering, I mean, they have they've done well considering. Look, Vietnam's had another 4,642 cases. Diamond Princess is the one that got stuck in Japan for months, yes. So Thailand is a bit of a worry. Japan's had another 15,000 cases. Pakistan, 4,934. Did I see India before? See, Canada's not had any new ones. UK didn't have any in the last 24 hours. I don't know when this was updated, though. It says now. So I guess the figures for US will start coming in, but it says now. Well, it's also like they don't have figures for North Korea. So yesterday, it says yesterday, the US had 144,635 new cases and 614 deaths. And India had 43,641 cases and 519 deaths. And Brazil had 35,788 cases and 1,100 deaths. So the majority of the world is struggling still with coronavirus. I think there is no place. So if we look at yesterday, there's really very few places that are unscathed. And I think, to be honest, some of the Australian politicians got a bit complacent and thought that they were untouchable. So UK, 29,612 cases and 4 deaths yesterday. So, you know, it's yeah, so that's what's happening. So what I'll do is I'll show you what I've been doing today, because as I said, I got all those free things today. Let me show you what I've done. Because I can. So I got this daily planning book, right? So it says daily plans, and I've added a tab, and so come Monday I'm laying out my day. It'll be a day, so it'll be like a big to-do list. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Hey John, how are you? Then I got this book because I like kitties, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I've just decorated a front cover. All of that stuff I got today, and I've just done that type of stuff just to. You mean COVID? Yeah, because no one wants to talk about it. Everybody, particularly in Australia, or particularly where I live, everybody wants to tell you how bad our government's doing. And then I'm going to do this for my church sermon notes. I actually made that cover, printed it out. And then that's my sermon pages. So anyway. So that's what I've done with my free books. Yeah, look, I try and, you know, keep everybody up to date with what's happening where I can. But I said to people that, you know, the US are getting, and they go, oh no, they're not. The media is not reporting it. And I said, no, the media is not reporting it. But that doesn't mean just because the media is not, reporting it doesn't mean. Oh no, are you okay, John? Well, thank you, Laurie. Very nice of you. Thank you for your generosity. Who you get your news from YouTube? You got to be careful who you get your news from, though. Like, you don't want to get it from, like, someone like Katie Joy. You okay, John? Do we need to get any help for you? Do we need to have do we need to put you in touch with our channel lawyer? Oh no, I'm only joking. Like I never watch the actual news. We'll see. I don't actually watch the actual news either. In fact, I've got a TV and I haven't switched it on since I think I've put it on twice since I've bought it last year. And oh no. Oh, you're in lockdown. Oh no. Oh, that's no good. Well, see, I know a lot of people won't say the word COVID because apparently you get demonetized, and I don't care. And we need to talk about how prevalent it is around the world. When I said to people that it was going to be people didn't believe me, but it's spreading around the world. And as I said, there's that new one out of Peru now. That's again stronger because the virus keeps mutating. Actually, I heard that one of the concerns is that the virus in New South Wales could mutate. And I'm wondering if it's going to get called whether it's going to be called the Gladys strain or the ScoMo strain. And I know that's a really poor joke, but I couldn't help myself. I mean, mutating viruses are nothing to laugh about, but you know, what would you call it? Or do we call it the Bruz? Although I think the Bruz strain sounds good too. The Bruz virus. Hello, Kel. How are you? You'll never sit in silence. Will someone's son? How long down the barrel of a gun? Yeah, the voice trying to understand it. Make a noise and make it clear. Oh. There was a time you get banned until... Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, we need to talk about it, I think. We really do. We need to talk about it and talk about how it's affecting everybody and, you know, the people that are in extended lockdowns. Better now with that. Okay, cool. I was just trying to think. I'm sure there's a silence. Never sit in silence or something from You're the Voice, and I couldn't think of the line. We call the Gladys. Oh, the Gladys bin chicken. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Bella, I hope you don't mind, but I was sharing with everybody how your daughter's wedding is going to have to be cancelled. Most probably because of the fact that it's all, you're in lockdown. That's it. We're not going to sit in silence. We're not going to live in fear. That's it. I couldn't remember. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit inside. Oh, we're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna live with fear. Whoa, this time, you know you can stand together. The power to be powerful. Yep. Yeah. Probably all the Americans don't know what I'm talking about. But we actually did. I'm going to show you something. Because when I was it must have been first year, because I spent most of my second year in lockdown. When I was a first year music student, we actually did You're the Voice, an arrangement of You're the Voice. So let me get it for you. Then let's watch it. This time, we know we all can stand together. It's under my music videos. It's in here. How to be powerful. One of your all-time faves? Cool. It's one of mine. I'm a John Farnham fan. I actually got to do a vocal workshop, a 6-week vocal workshop with Lindsay Field, his backing singer, and his vocal director. And that was pretty exciting too. Oh, that's not there. Where is it? Oh, and there it is. No, that's not that one. Must be in a different section. Right. I'll find it. Just talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I'm sorry, I keep messing up. You're the voice. You're the voice, trying to understand it. Making noise and make it clear. I mean, the guy's 70 now, or over 70 now, and he still sings as best about Ralph. Oh wow! All right, see you, Poppy Seeds. Nice, because he doesn't do many meet and greets. Believe it or not, he doesn't like people. Seriously. Oh, here we go. You're the voice. I knew I had it. Yeah, I'd leave too, actually.
And the first song I'm going to sing is You're the Best by John Farnham.
We're a lot better than what we were. This was our first year. from someone's side. How long can we love each other? Okay, so that was, do you want to watch another one? I'll just sit here and show you all my university stuff. Oh dear. So there's that one. We did, what else? We did this one. Oh, didn't I have that one? Oh, here, this one. All right. This is, I can try and make it bigger. Yeah, I can try and make it bigger. So we did two songs. This was the other song. The Aussies will know this. Instagram, it's Without a Crystal Ball, I think, on Insta. We'll have a look at it after this. Oops, you can see what it says. Down Under. It's Down Under like you've not heard Down Under for the Aussies. It's
traveling in a fire combi. Trail that full of zombie. Next to me later, she made me love. She talked to me and gave me breakfast. And she said, take cover. Lay down in a dirty mortuary. It's like you're not much to say. Step to the man on your trying to tempt me. Because I come from the land of plenty. Do you come from a land down under? Women go and men wonder. Can you hear this thunder? You better run and you better take cover. Do you come from the land down under? Women go and men wonder. Can you hear this thunder? You better run and you better take cover.
Yeah, so that was first year because most of second year. So that song was originally by Men at Work, an Australian group. With that one, we actually had to take a song and change the complete style. So it wasn't allowed. It had to be completely different to the original. So I think we did it because it's not reggae. What else have we got on here? Last year, was mainly online, so most of them are uploaded videos. We had to do video type stuff, so that's why it has that reggae. Yes, we had to actually change the style. So, and even when we do covers, they've got to be different. We've got to do it. Although we did think the original did, we reckon we could have had, we could have argued that the original did have a little bit of reggae. We just grabbed that feel and took it to the next level. But we didn't really, we haven't had a lot of live playing since then, which is part of the problem. Because when I was going back, I went back last week. I hadn't actually been back at the uni for nearly 18 months. So I haven't played live in 18 months, really, besides church. I don't count church because church is like playing at home. So I suffer from really bad stage fright, and part of doing the course was to get over my stage fright. So what else was there? That was the ones I did last year. Yeah, so essentially KJ's just on the chrysalis thing again about Lindsay going to tell her story. All right. Let's go out. I'll go out with one of my ones. Yeah, she's already tweeting. So I think we'll do this one. I think this was one of the hardest ones I had to learn. And it was June 2020. And those of you that are following on my website, these will be on the website because I actually have to put that's the wrong one. I actually have to do a portfolio of all my music for the last 3 years. I'm going to use this. I'm going to do this one, which I think you all like. I think you'll all like. It's the one I want. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. I don't want this one. I want this one. And this is what we're going to end with. And I hope you all have a good night. And thank you for watching. But this is the final. Oh, I listen to that now and I can pick up all the mistakes. I'm going, oh, didn't like that last night. Again, that was 12 months ago. Again, so it's interesting to hear you back do, when you hear yourself back and go, wow, I could probably do that one better now. I might actually re-record it. We'll see how we go. I might do a re-recording of that. But yeah, so all of this is on my YouTube channel if you actually have a look. And so that's under Joanne's music videos. There's another couple that I did. I did Old Church Choir last year as well. I did a song called Blessings. My 2019 recital. That's my vocal masterclass with Lindsay Field, the lead backing vocalist for John Farnham. That was pretty amazing. That was from last semester. Please Don't Ask Me. Another John Farnham song. I like John Farnham. But yes, so anyway, that's what I did. So thank you for joining me. Well, I guess we'll have lots to talk about. We'll have the court case to talk about tomorrow regarding Braz and Jordan Shanks and Google. We'll have that to talk about. We'll probably have Katie Joyce and stuff. Apparently, I'm going to see if I can get a link. I am trying to get a link to see if I can attend the hearing, by the way, in the US of A. We'll see. I'm trying. I want to be a fly on the wall. Yeah. So I've got more coming out as well. So if you follow my website with my music, I've got two portfolios to put together. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun, but this will be on there as well. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I will catch you all tomorrow. Keep well, and bye for now.